So what's up? How come it's all worn?
I mean, this is our demo kit, so, you know, it's been played. This has been here for about a year now, so it's been played.
This isn't last year's, right?
No, this is the most up-to-date model we have right now.
This has got the black, because I didn't have the black. Do the cymbals still suck?
These are actually pretty good. Response-wise, I think those are the better ones. Now, we have had the ride get kind of beat up. Yeah.
Yeah, fucking. I mean, it sucks, but it's the best there was. So, you know, I'll probably be forced to buy another one. I mean, I think my bigger problem right now is getting rid of the people in the way of my life who are robbing me and impeding my progress. And so I've got to raise this army up with Black Lives Matter and the Boogaloo. And, you know, that takes some time. And then, you know, maybe try to summon fire to burn down fucking this nation. And
right.
You got California going, right?
Oh.
Fucking.
God did that one for us.
Oh, he did.
That in Nashville, man.
Yeah, he's going to crash this nation. He's
hopefully soon, man.
Fuck yeah.
Every day, dude, it gets worse and fucking worse.
He's going to take out Australia and Israel first, I believe. He's going to wait. Because no one else will be able to take out Israel except for Babylon.
Yeah.
He did that last time, too. And I like to say she because the goddess isn't... Like, whoever created this world is like smooth and flowing, and they're intelligent and wise and caring. And that really doesn't fit most men who go home.
Exactly.
They go home and worship a female.
But that hurts too much for male ego nowadays. Can't talk like that.
It does. They don't like that.
The fragile ego we created.
Probably. Did we create them in a lab with computers, or did we create them with magic?
With books. We rewrote history. We rewrote how we should look and how we've always been viewed. So what did? We just retaught them. Took away the truth and fed them the lies.
But how do we actually create the humans? Did we make them in a technology lab? Or did we make them in a spiritual realm?
Whole bunch of butt fucking in some lab and some grace. I don't even know, man. Questions we cannot answer. Hopefully one day.
They seem really simple. So does the world. So it's all real basic. I could have created it in a few hours. I could see why they say God took 7 days to do it, because he probably was like getting high most of the time and like partying, and then wrote like 3 hours here.
You procrastinate. Anything could take 7 days if you procrastinate enough. It took me 7 days to make a painting. All I did was just get high and eat Cheetos, and then on the last day, throw it on the floor.
Yeah, I knew you guys were closing. I was just coming in and checking to see if you had double pedals, because, you know, Columbus is like
Columbus.
It really depends on where you're at. In Florida, they were really good. Everything was set up at all the music stores I went to. Right? But in Columbus, it's like, you don't even have double pedals. It's like, you can't even play modern music without double pedals.
No.
It's just impossible to play like Lamb of God or Inferi or try to play
anything
fast
for real. Unless you're doing some like dad rock.
Yeah. Is that actually a genre now?
Yeah, they try, man. Fucking, I don't. Depends on who you talk to, but you look at some of these fucking bands, Stone Sour. I mean, I feel like that was just created so old dudes in trucks could feel tough.
Yeah. Wow. Man, it's hard to find people who appreciate hearing music.
Oh yeah.
Unless they're hot chicks, then they want to sit around and watch it play. But
or one trick, my friend.
what's your name?
Matt.
Sean.
Nice to meet you, man.
Good to meet you, man.
Hopefully we see you around here more often.
No, I'll be about, and then I don't know if I'm going to escape this nation and just go for the heart of the beast. I'll probably go for the heart of the beast because I'd feel like a coward if I just ran away doing all this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Yeah,
my
someone's
job
gotta
to
do
deal
it,
with
right?
it. And I'm the one who asked to deal with it. I'm the one who created most of it. So it's my issue. But I want to run because this feels like a prison now. This place feels like an extreme prison. I mean, it always did. I always felt like I was surrounded by genocidal maniacs who had been cleansing the planet for like 6,000 years. But it's just like more apparent in 2020 that they're really
Well, they're trying to do it now. Well, hopefully a lot of these guys will be put behind bars. Or a cat here soon.
The government's working to protect them.
Yeah.
They've been working together for 6,000 years. That's not going to stop.
Hey man, you have a good one.
You too. See, I told you guys. I told you guys that they were going to fucking do what they normally do. First of all, one showed up. Like, they already knew where I was going to be because I was looking at it on the charts. So, I'm just paranoid, right? Like, you can't play music at the music place. Like, I'm there to like try out stuff. Like, I can play better than any of those people, and I can play like way better. And I challenge anyone else who comes in there as well, if they want to bring in like a guest star or something, Travis Barker. And you know, like, I'm literally the one who needs these products. Like, no one else actually needs those products. They don't even know what that stuff does. They don't know what to sit there and check when they do any of that. And you got to do that because it's all garbage. All the electronic stuff is garbage. So it's just like, which garbage do you want? Do you want, you know, banana peels, or do you want baby poop? And, you know, I'd be like, give me banana peels. It's a little slippery and rotten, but that's okay. So, yeah. I mean, I've been aware for a long time, like, what's going on in this world. And I don't think I can keep talking about that. So there's no point in talking about that. So let's just say, he who strikes first gets fucking struck down. So, old African proverb goes, you something like, the kid who is shunned by the village burns the village down. And it's like, it goes for the same. If you're like an alien species or something, and society just fucks you up because you're like watching you and shit, and making you like fucked in your head, altering your life around you in like noticeable ways, and it fucks your head up and shit. Like, yeah, like that's such fucked up shit. There's certain things that I don't think they have laws for. Like, what if like aliens take over your government? You know, like, what is the charge if an alien race comes to Earth and takes over your government? Like, someone said there is some sort of law like that, but there's no law for, like, I guess kidnapping and mental torture would apply, but there's like a larger, you know, thing at hand. There's a larger thing at hand, and it's like saying, you know, if someone takes over your government, someone invades, takes over your government, we're talking about, like, you know, what if an alien species invaded your planet and tried to take over your entire species, right? So, and of course, laws don't apply except for to the empire itself. And everyone knows that. That's why everyone's in the street doing what they're doing. They don't need anything but a little George Soros push, because they all fucking hate what's going on. They just need some education, which they're not being given. I mean, I can't help but think that it's just a push controlled by them. And like, everyone does seem like shill-tastic. Like, everyone down there at the end of the day, the final days, was from a homeless shelter. And so many were from out of town, like they were hired actors or something. And, yep. I don't know who I'm talking to anymore. I'm pretty much talking to fucking the people out to get me, aren't I? Fucking... And have fun. Really, we're gonna have fun. You guys are gonna try to prevent that because I keep bragging about it. But always remember that there's other groups out there, and they're watching you. They're watching me so they can watch you. And people are just dumbasses. Fucking, yep. But we can always, expect some change, some hope and change that will happen inside this prison fucking planet, right? I'm sure it will. I'm sure this shit will fucking bring forth hope and change for everyone. Wearing masks. It is. Everything they've done has been turned on them. Now everyone can wear masks. Now you can wear a mask at a protest and really protest. They can hire protesters who are working for them and wearing masks and everything. And then those protesters can think for themselves. Someone goes out there and tells them, hey, you're being manipulated. They can start to think for themselves. And they're still wearing masks and they're still protesting. It's like, oopsie, why'd you do that? Like, always making mistakes. Always making mistakes. So am I. I love it, right? It's great. It's like exciting because it adds like a twist. It's not just like a story where like it's 7 pages long. Like I walk up to the dragon, I stab it in the neck and it dies. And then the princess comes over and, gets fucked. And so hopefully she listens to metal so we can do more than just that, right? Fucking, like, they'd be like fucking 1 page. I could write that on 1 page. You gotta draw a story out and shit, right? Fucking, so I don't feel safe here anymore at all. Like, I just went in that store. One of them pulled up before I did. The store already was filled with them. What do you guys think's going on in this world? It's almost like they can materialize in these places. They're that organized in every city that fucking, they just pop up. They can just organize and go somewhere when they think someone's going to be there. Fucking, I don't know, dude. I don't know about that shit. That's good organization for fucking crews who don't fucking organize very well. If it took 6,000 years to build this earth, that's like bullshit. Fucking, holding back technology at the very least explains that in a logical, non-theorist way. Because we know they've held back technology. Like, so many people involved with advanced technology have been killed. Like, one was executed. Fucking. So what's the game, guys? Fucking. Are you guys really following me and shit? Are you guys trying to assassinate me? Do you know what happens when you fucking kill me? Are you fucking stupid? You don't want that shit to happen yet. Make sure you do it in a really dark fucking spot where no one can see it, which I'm sure you are. I felt pretty fucking surrounded the other night, but I was running my mouth. So I was telling someone, like, this is great. I'm like surrounded by people. There's no way they're going to be able to hide this incident. and I had men on point around me in a pretty good formation. I'm pretty sure shit was going on besides the owner of the joint fucking going on and telling me I can't play drums there either. I paid $30 to play drums out there, and then I didn't even get to fucking like start a song. Just warmed up for a second, and I don't fucking warm up. I was just like testing the drum set. Sound like ting ting boom tis. It's like, okay, now we're playing. And then they're like, now we're not playing. They just paid like $30 for that shit. Fucking. See, I understand why the goddess has programmed me the way she has, because she doesn't like want me to get fucking too close to anyone. She doesn't want anyone to be able to get too close to me. And it's kept out like tons of people who like shouldn't have been there, and some other people shouldn't have been there either way. Like everyone turned their back on me in 2013. Like this one dude just happens to be blood related to the Pope John Paul IV and shit from a very unheard of bloodline. So it's not like everyone's a Jones. Fucking. And then the other ones like hanging out with the cops and shit. Like the Empire and the fucking shadow government are working together, bro. I hate to tell y'all, but I think most of you know that, don't you? I think so many people know that. Maybe that's why everyone fucking knows who I am. That's the $1 million question. How come so many people know who I am? I don't know anyone else. Well, I don't know how I got that. Is I know everyone else because they're so simple. Their designs, their programming is so simple. It just takes a few seconds if you haven't learned it already, and you have learned it already from everywhere else. So the programs, you know, it was very simple. The world was created in like 7 days because we were fucking getting high and partying and shit when we were making it. Fucking. So everything's pretty simple here. And you have the Empire, who's working with the shadow government for like 6,000 years. And the shadow government is something entirely different than the human species. It's a different group. You just think that they're like a little bit smarter, and they're not. They're not a little bit smarter. They're a little bit dumber. They're an older model. They have a different protocol, but you can tell it's still an older programming. Nothing's what it seems. The people who act like they know me and shit, and they think they understand the world around me, and they're surrounding me right now. They don't understand. They understand the world they created inside the world we created. It's so fucking amusing. It's fucking gonna backfire so badly. Like I was asking for so long, you know, like how do we do this? Like I had to logically think through the battle, because the battle is a hard one. It's going to be a very hard one. Because you guys aren't going to let up. And I'm not supposed to let up. And there's other people. It's not just me. There's others. I'm one of them. So if you've seen what I do, if you've seen who I am, the other ones are probably better because I'm a complete fuck up. Damn it. Fucking. But that's kind of like the subversion of the goddess to make me look like a fucking idiot. They do that with all the gifted ones. Like they call them flower children and shit like that because they acted different. It's like they're locked out. They're designed. Like a savage isn't given intellect when he's programmed. He's given like certain stat points here and there and shit. A savage fucking doesn't usually get intellect. They wouldn't do any good. Fucking, it might do good at it later, but you want stamina and strength first as a savage, and because you need like tons of intellect to understand how to make your fight, your savagery more powerful, because a lot of it's just hogwash and nonsense, and the best stuff is like hidden at the very end. and like deeper methods and shit, stuff that's not taught to people, stuff that's handed down because it's so dangerous governments have outlawed it and shit. That stuff exists. You see in the media, they make fun of that shit, and it's because anyone who's like a master of it, like, first of all, they're lying, because you don't come out and you say you're a master of this shit, because the government will fucking get your ass. The government, when Mao took over, they killed people who fucking did that shit, right? But I've been trained by you guys, haven't I? So you know everything I'm going to do, except for the fact it's evolved into my own art. And it's like the end all of arts. It's everything. Jones Fu is everything. It is. It truly is. It's the savagery with the 10 intellect, 10 out of 10 intellect, because it's like biology based savagery. Fucking. So anything you do, you say it's superior, I say it's included in Jones Fu if you want to use it. Fucking. And it probably already was before you or your teacher invented that art. Even the Gracies say the monks gave them their skill. I had to look that up because I was like, huh. And it's like, there are joint locks, but where did that come from? And he's like, oh, the monks. It's like, oh yeah, okay. The people fucking who passed down the shit I learned. So, there's like a lot of shit going on, man. I really want the final answer, because that will like clear my motive. But then again, there's like other beings. I'm quite sure this isn't some enclosed device, because there's other shit going on in this world. And it could be them. It could be them, because like I say, it's like they're appearing in places and shit. They're magically being at. They're already at all these places. 2% of the population already at all these places, and increasing numbers too. The number's increasing, like I can count. It's easy to count. I was the one who did good at math, so counting is like kind of like good with me, just a little bit. Fucking. It could be I wasn't noticing it all before. But I was mentioning that about Columbus. I was like, man, that's why I was starting to say this entire nation is them, isn't it? Like, they came over and people were being kicked out of fucking Europe. And that's how USA was probably invented. And they kind of bragged about that on CNN, but it just their control here. It doesn't matter if it was then or it's now. They control things. It's their nation is viable. See, again, I'm talking of one of those things where I'm showing you something over here that I'm saying exists, but I'm showing you something over here that uses the same words that does exist. And this is actually another cycle of creation and programming, where everything is repetitive. Everything is, it's like 7 things reprogrammed in a million different dresses and suits. The cycles are very easy. The layers are very easy to see. The stops and shit, the programming stops, the language stops are very easy to see. So there's a lot of shit going on in this world, and I bet you a lot of people think they've got it figured out. They've got it figured out. And if not, if there are a lot of people who do have it figured out, then they're very deceptive people, and they're working to manipulate things and oppress and suppress people. But that's not the way the world, the actual everything was created. You know, like, is it a matrix? Well, where's the matrix? Inside a matrix, right? That inside another matrix. You can see from the flow of it that everything they do is artificial. Their thoughts don't line up. They can do some weird ass shit, apparently, if they can move place to place fast.
and start appearing in large numbers. But what else are they going to fucking do, right? Like, I mean, they probably got a lot of shit going on. Like me wasting my time talking here. It only gets to them, doesn't it? And they're boys. They're boys. I bet you they got their boys out there fucking... Man. If there's anyone out there who's like not one of them on my channel, not controlled, you guys get your ass prepared, because shit is going to turn. It already has, hasn't it? How am I gonna be like, if I said last year you guys are gonna be wearing masks and fucking coming inside during curfew time, what would you fucking say? You'd be like, this dude's fucking retarded. And I'd be like, yeah, I'm fucking retarded. How do I know that shit? I didn't know that. I was being given masks during that time. Oh yes, I was being given masks. But, you know, what else is going on? There's a lot else going on. Understanding like the code around you and everything, fucking, and understanding the deceptive layer. It wasn't like the deceptive layer wouldn't be enforced by the original creator, because the original creator created things with like flow and shit, and it would be smart enough to understand kindness and fucking forgiveness and shit like that after so long. Like, so the flow, the disruptive patterns they create are not natural. Like Mother Earth would not create patterns like that, because you can see in their design that maybe at pixel level these trees are fake as fuck, but you can see in the elements that they use to power the world that it's flowing and shit. I mean, I guess it comes from the animals and trees too and shit, and even the humans, like their body shapes, they're all like flow a little differently. Fucking. But their strict control system is like a blocky, bricky system. Fucking, it's fabricated or some shit. But as far as knowing exactly who these people are and what they do, like, you can't. Like, most people are on a level where they simply know it's them, and that's it. They just go as far as knowing it's them. But the real mystery begins when you ask how it's them, how they do what they do, how they fucking appear, pretty much, how they control everything. Like, they're literally at like doors letting people in, mostly 2% of the population. It's like 50% of the population all of a sudden fucking white. How did that happen? Like, controlling most of the joints I've been to, I was like, what? Like, I started seeing it, and I was like, man, am I really seeing this? And then I keep seeing it, and it's like, that must be what's happening. But I'm not sure I would want the Empire in control either, if they could have those same powers, whatever it is they do. Because they work for them. They're the same. It's just two friends in a mafia group. The government and the shadow government. It's like the liberals and the Republicans. It's the exact same thing. Because the Republicans are like, it's the shadow government. The shadow government's the liberals. It's pretty much just them making up a new name to call the fucking liberals, when there really is a shadow government. They're just calling it, they're just making up they're washing the term away. Now the word shadow government means nothing. It just means liberal. It didn't mean anything a little bit ago. There was no one really saying the word shadow government. They were talking about New World Order. But now the New World Order name is changed to shadow government, and shadow government is changed to liberal. It's interchangeable with liberal. So they switched the word, like it's on the cycle. Everything's on the cycle. Every 7 years, they switch the language around. They erase the old language. Cancel culture isn't new. This is old. There was a meaning for this. The cancel culture. There's other before that. It's not new. Cancel culture isn't new. just another pattern, cycles in and out. They destroyed the vocabulary. There's a word, not a meaning. There's a word for that meaning, like a phrase, and it just is used to talk about the times where they erase the vocabulary and replace it, and it erases the history. It erases everything else. It erases like so much. Like when you go to war, you hit like religious buildings because they have fucking text in them and shit. They have books in them. When you go to war, you fucking hit and obviously these people must believe in gods too. Think about that for a minute. Let that one sit with you. The government who tells you they don't believe in gods is fucking rushing to the Middle East to build a fucking temple. Think about that. And now that 2020's come, maybe people will think about what I said about there's something under the land in Israel. There's something they're trying to dig up. There's something there. There is. I'm right on that on there. Fucking. It's because it was easy to see. They can only talk of what they know, and they talk of digging that area up, and they talk of going there and fucking building the temple. The temple's just cover for something. I mean, the temple might have a purpose, but the temple talk is cover for the fact that they're actually wanting to dig. They're looking for something. They're looking for ancient technology they've lost, I believe. That's a theory. But I'm pretty sure that's exactly what they're doing, dude. Pretty sure on that one. Whatever it is, whatever they're after, this shit, this weird shit, them stalking me and showing up everywhere, fucking, like my whole life since I was a kid, it's, it's kind of getting on my nerves. Except for it really doesn't. I just like think of it like, they're in my way again. It's just like, people are always like, I'm always like laughing when someone posts some shit about killing a pedophile online. People are like, why are you laughing? It's like, it's funny. Like, something like that. I don't necessarily like it these days. I'm like, oh, you guys are like talking hardcore about pedophiles, but you're not naming who the pedophiles are or anything else. It's kind of useless. But yeah, I'd like to find out what's going on in this world. I want to solve the rest of the creation puzzle. And I think I already know it. I'm already being told it. I just have to have time to absorb it for a while. But that would likely mean my goal here is to do everything I keep saying my goal is. And